Service. Hamilton Police can confirm that one person has been shot and pronounced deceased here behind me in the Hamilton Cemetery, and this is in relationship to the earlier shootings that have occurred in Peel Region and Halton Region. As a result of our interactions, the SIU has invoked their mandate, but I'd like to reassure the public that there is no longer a risk. This will be our statement at this particular time. I can answer a few questions, but we will respect the conversation coming from the jurisdictions with the victims involved.
Are any Hamilton police officers injured?
They are not injured at this time, and they are right now seeking medical attention because the SIU is en route and it has been invoked.
Was the person shot armed?
I'm not going to speak further at this point because with the SIU being involved and invoked, it's up for them to now to speak about the actual interaction.
Are you able to say anything about exactly where this took place?
It occurred in the Hamilton Cemetery, which is behind me, in the back portion of it, leading onto the 403.
Has anyone been arrested?
The person has been taken into custody and has been pronounced, and there is no outstanding suspects at this time.
Was it a lone suspect?
At this particular point, there is no outstanding suspect in this investigation.
What police services have been involved at this scene?
As this was unfolding, I've advised that the Toronto Police Service, the Peel Regional Police Service, the Halton Regional Police Service, the Ontario Provincial Police, and the Hamilton Police Service.
This was a multi-jurisdictional incident, as I understand. At what point did Hamilton Police Services become involved?
Shortly after 1600 hours, we received information is that the suspect was heading into our jurisdiction, and shortly thereafter we had an interaction. At this point, the SIU has been invoked.
So is it a Hamilton police officer who shot the suspect?
Hamilton Police are involved, but at this particular point we'll allow the SIU to have the conversation with regards to their investigation.
So you can't say whether the deceased in the graveyard was the suspect?
There is no longer an outstanding suspect in this involved investigation, which stemmed from shootings that occurred in Peel and Halton.
Was a K-9 unit and tactical unit involved as well?
I can comfortably say that within the 5 jurisdictions, all resources were put in play.
Can you elaborate on that? What sorts of resources, please?
At this point, I'm not going to elaborate because at this point, the SIU has taken charge of this investigation, and I am very comfortable knowing that they'll have the resources to make sure they can manage that investigation.
In terms of the traffic closure here, do you have a sense of how long that'll last, when it might reopen?
We'll take that direction from the SIU because as they come down here, they'll want to make sure that they have a good understanding of the geography and making sure that they're comfortable with the scene. We want to make sure that we can actually thank the public for their inconvenience, but this investigation right now will take precedence for this area, and then when it is the right time, the area will be open.
Is there a motive to any of this?
I'm not going to speak to that at this particular point, but as I'm saying that at this point the SIU has invoked and they can ultimately speak to that, and I will also allow the other jurisdictions an opportunity to speak about what occurred in their area.
Have police officers from other services been injured or killed?
I'm not going to speak to that at this point.
How many scenes are there?
I can speak to only what is within the Hamilton Police jurisdiction, and we have 1 scene. Thank you very much for your interest.